has benefited from more touches, Earl Grant told us, and increased offensive production. One of the best offensive players in the league in the last 8 games. But he'll be up against it tonight. And the man he's jumping against is P.J. Hall. That's a matchup to watch as the ball will be thrown in the air by Lee Cassell. And we are underway with Clemson and their basketball.
That's such a big matchup with P.J. Hall and Quentin Post.
Clemson's offense has been operating fluidly all year. Tyson, the air ball. You'll hear it from this small throng. That's a rarity. Not once in your career did you airball it.
A couple of times. You only get concerned when you airball 2 in a row. After if you airballs the next one, we'll worry. Right now, you shoot the first one and get it out your system.
BC's starting lineup with Makai Ashton-Langford in there. He has the ball as it goes out of bounds. And Ashton-Langford is clearly the man behind their engine.
Yeah, I mean, the issue with BC right now is looking for that third scorer. You know, Ashton-Langford is scoring on the perimeter. Quentin Post is scoring on the perimeter and inside. They're looking for a third guy to help those 2 guys out, and they're going to need that. They want to continue the best basketball that they're playing right now, winners 2 of their last 3.
Clemson averaging 75 points per game. They're shooting 47%. As Tyson takes the deep 3 and nails it. So much for the air ball. Hunter Tyson showing why he is such a threat.
And you know what? You got to shoot the next one, right?
That's what they taught you, not me. I was firmly on the bench.
That just shows you the confidence he has. You take this, shoot an air ball, and you come right behind and take the next one.
Zackery rims out. Tyson has the rebound. What does BC need to do to be effective offensively?
Well, again, take their shots. They can't get frustrated. You got to milk the shot clock a little bit, control the pace of this game. And you get the rhythm of the game and see who's making shots. You got to get the ball in Post hands. On cue, misses his shot. I jinxed him.
Well, he didn't miss much against Virginia on Saturday. Chase Hunter is called for the offensive foul by Brian O'Connell as part of this officiating crew with Lee Cassell and Clarence Armstrong.
Great job moving his feet. Makai Ashton-Langford was one of the better on-ball defenders there. Sticks his chest on Chase Hunter. Great call, draws the foul. Chase Hunter gets an early sub. You don't want him getting in foul trouble. He's just getting back from an injury. It's not quite yet tip-top shape. So you want to get him out, let him catch his breath, slow things down, and get him back out there.
So you like that decision?
Early I do, because he's a difference maker for this team. You know, having him out there, he's a guy that can go get your basket when needed late in the game. And again, he's working his way back into shape. 26
points for Hunter against Florida State in their thriller on Saturday afternoon as the ball goes out of bounds. Coach Brad Brownell, 13th season in Clemson, South Carolina. He's piled up the victories with 236, 403 in his career. And stability, he's brought that stability and consistency to the program.
He's one of the best coaches in the country, and he's definitely one of the best in the ACC. Every program in the league knows when they play against a Clemson Tiger or Brad Brownell coach team. Just so much respect for him, and so just super excited for him to be 10-1 this year. Leading the ACC, one of the biggest surprises by far.
P.J. Hall moments ago with the bucket. Here's a fadeaway by Post. BC remains cold. Prince Aligbe, the freshman from Minneapolis. Nice move and cannot complete the basket, but still maneuvering well in the post. And Brownell's counterpart is Earl Grant, his 2nd year at BC. They used to work together. Earl Grant 4 years as a Clemson assistant. Speaking with Brad Brownell earlier, he said this is a tough game for him because he doesn't like to go against his old assistant coaches. He feels like if he beats them, it still doesn't feel great.
No, when you got so much mutual respect for one another, you're cheering for each other until you got to compete against one another, and someone has to win it.
Aligbe at the line. First point of the game for BC. The foul was on Josh Beadle, the backup point guard in the game for Chase Hunter. Prince Aligbe, you know how difficult it is as a freshman to develop your offense on both ends of the floor, and he's still searching a bit.
Well, you expect that, but the great thing you want to see early on here is he gets his first basket by going to the offensive glass, getting that, and then making a strong move inside. He's not built like your typical freshman. You don't have freshmen walking on campus built like that young man.
4-star recruit for Earl Grant and his staff. BC at the line, 72%. They've been better lately. Hunter Tyson to Dylan Hunter. Skips one to Beadle.
This Clemson Tiger team is so difficult to prepare for because they run so many different sets, and it forces you to really focus on your principles defensively because you just have no idea what they're going to run.
And good defense by BC, stolen by McLaughlin. Here's Ashton-Langford, and he'll hold. They're a difficult team to prepare for because Clemson can be deliberate, but they can also speed you up, right?
Defensively, they're one of the better defensive teams in the league. You know they're physical, they're tough, they're going to guard you. But on the opposite end, they run so many multi-faceted sets and attack you in so many different ways and different levels. And it's just difficult to prepare for. They run so many plays. I was joking with Earl Grant earlier. He said Brunell probably put in 3 or 4 new plays. So throw the scout report out of the window and stick to our principles.
P.J. Hall straight up with a 3, and the rebound corralled by Aligbe. Both teams grinder on offense in the early going, and an offensive foul is called by Brian O'Connell.
These are two of the better defensive teams in the league. I mean, Boston College can't score it as well as Clemson Tigers, but they're one of the better defensive teams. And again, this is where Earl Grant gets it from, the two physical, tough teams. And this game will be an old-fashioned just throwback of who rebounds the basketball and who doesn't turn it over.
And they will review to see if it was a foul. It was on Quinton Post. What do you think?
I don't know about that one. I think it is high, but I don't think there's anything to it. If they call the foul, that's okay, but it's not no flagrant or anything of that nature. Nothing intentful. Just trying to swim, move, and get in front. And got a little high. And if you're BC, you don't want to get those type of fouls. If you get fouls on your big guy, your best player, you want them to earn it. A game like this, playing against a #1 team in the ACC, you don't want to pick up those type of fouls.
Now Alex Hemingway is checked in the ball game for the Tigers. He's a good part of their backcourt. Gives them another option. Missed 10 games. Hunter Tyson, he hits the 3, his second 3 of the night. Tyson, as advertised, such a difficult guard for anybody. He's just a constant bucket.
At his height, he's just 6'8". He's just elevating and shooting over guys, and you got to beat her on the catch. If not, you know, for some of these smaller defenders, he just doesn't see you when he releases it.
BC 0 for 5 from the field. Makai Ashton-Langford trying to knife through, but it's batted away. Hemingway scoops it up. Hemingway, senior from Newburgh, Indiana, played in 12 games, started 12, and a foul. That's on Devin McLaughlin, his first, and we will take our first timeout. Eagles cold, not so much for Clemson with the early lead. School mark for conference wins in a season. They're at 10 now, and how about that, Randolph Childress? 7 wins when trailing at halftime, and terrific month of January. Tells you their intestinal fortitude is strong.
Leadership, you know what it is? It's a player-led program. You got great coaching, but when you got leaders like Hunter Tyson and you got really good players, the preseason second team and P.J. Hall, and then you got a guard that when things break down and Chase Hunter, you can give him the ball too and make plays. They have the ingredients to be the team to win the ACC, and I think right now, I don't think anyone can argue with their resume.
How about we're at the end of January and they could have their 11th victory. They had 11 2018, and you remember back in 1952 in the Southern Conference when they had 11 wins.
I was around back then, you know. Maybe.
All right, you can enlighten us later.
But I like their chances of breaking that record. I do. I'm pushing my chips. I'm pushing all my chips to the table.
Fade away by Shefflin to give them a 10-2 lead. 7 of the 10 points have come off BC turnovers.
The concerning part is for BC early is even guys like Shefflin, he comes in and usually is a ball mover. So for him to come in and get going offensively, they have enough scoring. Where does BC go now? And that's a good start right there, getting to the pull-up jump shot by Langford.
Ashton-Langford's production better along with Post and Zackery. They've averaged a combined 45 points over the last 5 games. That's 65% of the BC scoring during that span. Large part of that from Quinton Post, and a foul called on Mason Matson off the BC bench.
Makai coming off the pin down, just curling, getting into his range. A mid-range shot there. That's within his wheelhouse. He's not a great three-point shooter, but the mid-range shots at his size and athleticism was a must. And he has to get into the paint tonight to score and create for his other teammates.
The knock on him has always been he can't shoot.
Oh, it's not his strength. He can take and make open shots, but his ability and his athleticism to get in the paint. And again, he's going to have to score tonight and make the job easier for some of his teammates as well.
Beadle, the pretty move, left-hander. Josh Beadle, who's getting more and more confidence coming off Brad Brownell's bench.
He's giving these guys confidence. When you defend, he's giving them more freedom on the offensive end. It's just a great drive. And now they're getting scoring out of guys that they usually don't get a lot of scoring out of. And like I said, you focus on those main guys, and now they're having the role players that are beating you. And again, this is why they're leading the ACC.
Zackery to the baseline. Awkward shot, but effective.
Zackery with his size, yeah, he's a big lead guard. He's 210, 215 pounds, and so scoring in the post. And this team has to get other guys involved. And we talked about it, that third lead scorer behind Post and behind Langford. It's got to be Zackery.
Hemingway off the mark, and the rebound engulfed by TJ Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff has been a conundrum for the BC coaching staff this year. And that's punched away. Another turnover for the Eagles. And coughed up by Hemingway. Ashton-Langford foul line jumper. That's an empty possession that they'd love to have back, right?
Just a slow start shooting the basketball, but they got to continue to defend. They're only down 6 points. This is the end of the floor. They got to continue to stay in it.
Ian Shefflin to Hall with a hook. Is that a good idea?
I think it's a great idea whenever you can get the ball into P.J. Hall's hands. And Post did a good job pushing him off his spot, not letting him get it close to the basket.
Quentin Post, the up fake, and easy pickings for the 7-footer.
Just a great move there. I mean, he's just so skilled. He's putting it down on the floor, on the floor, shoots it, and you have to honor him on the perimeter. And he puts it down, takes advantage of it, gets a pump fake, and gets the angle. Great job.
After the media timeout, the Eagles have increased their offensive production, but Hall nails the three. P.J. Hall, similar to Hunter Tyson, has that type of range, right?
He does, and he went right back at Post. Hey, you're going to score on me, I'm going to come right back and score on you. Big men tend to play the game against each other. They don't care what the score says. If you score on me, I'm going to go back at you, and that's what you saw there.
But guards don't do that?
I did it, but
I bet you might have done it a few times.
Just once or twice.
Beadle down the lane, but an offensive foul. So both teams a little bit off kilter, but Josh Beadle has given Clemson some nice push off the bench.
He has. He just got the offensive foul there, but this time turns the corner, pulls up for the nice runner there.
The 20th ranked Tigers with a 7-point lead at BC. P.J. Hall, he had a 17-10 game at Florida State Saturday. And like Hunter Tyson, he's been a walking bucket.
P.J. Hall's been outstanding. I mean, early in the year here, I mean, he's playing great basketball now. And I think he's the key to this team because he's allowed Coach Brunell to coach him hard.
Drive by the freshman guard from Houston, Chaz Kelly's off the mark as he is inserted into the ball game for the first time. Quentin Post is on the BC bench, and there were some frustrations during the last timeout over at the BC huddle.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are frustrated. The ball isn't going in, but there's no reason for those guys to panic. They got to continue to fight, compete, and they will on this end of the floor. They just have to get something going on the offensive end.
Chase Hunter hits the baseline shot off their bench after he picked up one foul 90 seconds into the ball game. Also, Ben Middlebrooks is in the ball game, wearing number 10 for Clemson. Brad Brownell liberally substituting.
Yeah, Clemson just gets to come at you with so many different ways. They go at you early on. It was Hunter Tyson. Then it's P.J. Hall, and then now Chase Hunter gets going. And those are the offensive guys that gets it going. They just continuously coming at you, and they solidified their rotation. It's just going to be a tough team to play against, and I do believe this isn't a fluke. They are, so far, the best team in the ACC.
We feel like they're disrespected, and Brad Brownell shared that sentiment.
I do. I think the net rankings and everything, no one really gives this team the amount of respect, but when you play against them in the eye test, they have been the most consistent team that I've seen in the ACC this year, and I don't really think it's been close.
I don't think there's any question about that. Chase Hunter to R.J. Godfrey. Into the post for Middlebrooks. Banging with Devin McLaughlin. And Matson has the rebound.
Now, this is the end of the floor for BC Eagles. Where do you go with talent that's on the floor now? Where do you go for offense? And I think that's the question that they have to ask themselves right now. Playing on the ball on the perimeter, at some point, someone has to get the ball in the paint, be a post-up or dribble penetration.
Kelly takes the three. Do you like that idea or no?
Well, again, we talked about getting paint touches, and this is a freshman coming in. He's been working really hard, and I think you should see Earl Grant rewarding his young guy with playing time. But that's the difference in the game. You got another guard coming in there, Chase Hunter. He gets in the paint and he draws fouls.
Fouls on Jaeden Zackery. And here's our Wednesday college basketball doubleheader on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Lake Hinson and Pitt, they're in Chapel Hill to take on Armando Bay, Caleb Love in North Carolina at 7 Eastern. Then it's down the road to Raleigh for Terquavian Smith, Jarkel Joyner, and NC State hosting Matthew Cleveland and Florida State. Don't miss it on ACCN.
It's going to be so much movement in the ACC in every conference for the month of February right now. But those are some great matchups, and every game seems to have so much pressure on you to try to get it done right now.
I always thought January was moving month in college basketball, but now people are saying it's February.
It's absolutely February because you've either dug yourself in a hole and you're trying to fight out of it, or you're just trying to sustain what you already had.
Clemson largest lead of the game on a 7-0 run. Post back in the ball game, skips it to Mason Matson, and he nails the three.
Great job by Post getting the ball inside it again. It doesn't have to be a dribble penetration, but a nice post touch there. He swings it and skips it over the three. So again, play inside out for a team that struggles to shoot the basketball. Shots come a lot easier when you get the ball in the paint like that, or post touch.
Matson, the Cincinnati transfer, 27% from beyond the arc. That's his 24th three of the season. Middlebrooks maneuvers, but he ran into the wall, otherwise known as quick post.
Great post defense there by Post.
The aptly named Post. It's just too easy.
Yeah. But what's good for this team and why Post is so important is that they need him to score, but he also has to initiate offense, and someone else has got to help him. Yeah.
They ran into a triple team. Three, too strong. And Clarence Armstrong says it's a foul on BC.
And again, this isn't a play. They're not playing outside. They didn't get the ball in the post. Forces help to come and just skips it over from Matson's wide open three. He may shoot 27%, but when you get open looks like that, the percentages go up. And he's capable of shooting the basketball at a lot higher clip than that. And again, if he gets open looks like that from Post, I expect him to knock him down.
He also has 2 fouls. That was his foul seconds ago. Hunter. And Chaz Kelly with the rebound. Clemson 3 for 8 from distance.
And sometimes you see Boston College, because of their inability to score like that, they got to post guards and they play inverted, meaning post on the perimeter like that, and you post a guard because of Post ability to knock down threes. And Zackery, again, is a big lead guard, gets inside and scores his second basket in the post.
Yeah, he's only shooting 39%. His production is down from last year when he was a major focal point for them, especially from the outside. He led them in three-point shooting, but his hard working and his creativity on the floor, that's been much better.
And this is great. Look at his defensive effort here. Great defense by BC there.
Good drive, but off the mark. Elite Bay walled him off. Here come the Eagles. Post thought about a 25-footer.
Logo Post. Thought he was going to pull it.
Yikes. Scoring drought of more than 2 minutes for Clemson. Elite Bay in the post. Gets doubled. Zackery the three. He's got it.
Another high percentage shot. You get the ball in the post. Forces help, kicks it out again. Second three-point shot he's kicked out to a teammate, and again, great things happen when you put the ball in Quinton's post hands.
An 8-0 run, Randolph, for BC.
And it started on this end of the floor. They're defending right now, keeping the ball in front.
Tyson. Oh, man, he'll stop that tide.
No, he just tells him he's just too small. Keep the noise down. I'm the ACC Player of the Year right now. Just give me the ball and get out of the way.
Such a tough guard. 8 points for Tyson. Post. Swings it to Madsen.
You can live with that again. Another drive, another creative opportunity there by Post. And
Hall aims for a three. Quick trigger for you?
yeah, it's a little quick. You know, those are the reasons why to run. When guys, that's another part of this team where they got to develop. They shot quick shots, couple turnovers, and BC gets back in the game. Hunter Tyson just scores in the post again, and then you take a quick shot. You want to run your offense and continue to execute. Post
with a three.
I think that's a fatigue shot there. He's been playing nonstop, and the ball's been going through his hand, and you got to watch it. Bigs tend to foul when they get tired.
Wild reverse by P.J. Hall, and here comes Mason Madsen. Had numbers, now he slows it a little bit. Aligbe trailing, good pass to Post. Beautiful no look.
Great unselfish basketball by the freshman there. Rewarding the big man for all this. He's been setting up guys. A way to get the big man an easy one there off penetration.
Clemson has only made one of their last 8 shots, a 10-2 BC run. And quick Post. This is pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, freshman with the unselfish look away to Post. Bringing BC Tigers back into this game here. I mean, BC Eagles. Out there, getting to a spot, elevating over, telling the crowd, calm down, I got this, guys. He snaps the 8-0 run from BC, and then Quentin Post has just been outstanding, just finding his teammates there. He's got 2 assists, and both have led to 3-point shots to 6 points, which is vital right now for BC. So he's scoring, and he's also assisting. So we got to get someone else to help him initiate an offense for the Eagles.
And he had to use the mask in the first half against Louisville, and he hasn't let go of it since that point. I think he likes it. I think he looks like a Marvel character.
Well, when you're playing as good as he's playing right now and the way he's played the last few games, I think I keep it on. I wonder if he's superstitious or not.
Yeah, could be.
I tell you what he has done, and he's defended P.J. Hall exceptionally well. His size and physicality has bothered P.J. Hall in the post.
And there's good reason there. A shot clock violation and a turnover. So you think they're flustering Clemson?
Hey, yeah, just look at his defense in the post here. I mean, this is a preseason all-second team post guy there, and he hasn't had much success there in the post. And I know Aligbe came in and got a deflection on it, and the post has been outstanding on both ends of the floor. Let's see if he can sustain it.
What's the counter for Brad Brownell?
He has multiple weapons. I think on the offensive end, they just got to continue to defend, and they will defend. But getting the player of the year right now on the ball, putting the ball in Hunter Tyson's hands on the offensive end, he and Chase Hunter.
Madsen, the pass to Post, who gets tripled. Now to Aligbe, a double. And that's a shot he needs to hit.
Yeah, with a freshman there, the rotation came down. It would be better for him if he was just swung it out on the perimeter and found a teammate.
Shefflin has trouble handling it. And it's BC ball. Here's our Thursday night women's basketball doubleheader as Celeste Taylor leads the balanced attack of the 16th-ranked Blue Devils when they host Pitt at 6 Eastern. Then Diamond Johnson and number 15 NC State take on Georgia Tech. Should be another terrific night for women's hoops on ACCN and the ESPN app. Turnovers piling up for both teams. Great pass to Zackery. Another nice look by Quentin Post.
Big man is showing everything. He's defending, he's creating, and he's scoring. He's accepted the challenge tonight. You can tell the matchup with P.J. Hall. He's been challenged, and he's answering that challenge right now.
Passing like Randolph Childress at Wake Forest.
He's probably passing a little bit better than I did. I don't know if my teammates would agree with you.
Well, you never met a shot you didn't like, right?
Well, my philosophy is you walk in the gym, you're open. If you can see the rim, you're open, you shoot it.
Well, with good reason. What a block by Makai Ashton-Langford. BC definitely has cranked up its intensity on both ends of the floor and riding a 12-2 run. Makai Ashton-Langford trying to break some ankles, and he hits the shot instead. First lead of the game for BC.
Getting to his spots again. We talked about it. Those 2 guys, Post and Langford, are the guys offensively to get it going. Again, he's getting to that mid-range shot. He's not a great three-point shooter, but he's a really good mid-range jump shooter.
Chase Hunter to Ian Shefflin. Ball in the post. The hook is a pretty one. Nice hands.
Great job. Just like I said, a really good player. Difficult shot. He makes difficult shots. Post, I thought, did a really good job just pushing him off the lane, just extending him a little bit. But again, Post is an outstanding player, and P.J. Hall's he's up for the challenge as well.
Madsen from the elbow, and Hunter Tyson with a board. Would you have liked a more deliberate possession?
You want to have it where you want the ball to touch Post hands a little bit again, but I think he's tired as well. You can see him here, but he's been so effective on both ends. You can't take him out of the game.
8th turnover of the half for Clemson. Madsen trying to back in on Hemingway, just returning from an injury. Plantar fasciitis for Hemingway. Ashton-Langford in the lane. Post, and he connects. Oh, he's industrious, too.
You don't want to give it to him in the perimeter. I'll go get it off the glass and create and finish. He is doing it all for the BC Eagles.
And a timeout for Brad Brownell. As quick Post is starting to field in the post. Part of a 16-4 run.
Shot goes up. He just goes in. No one boxes him out and cleans up the mess. Puts the BC Eagles up 1.
Just won $2,500.
Can I shoot?
I don't know if you're qualified, but that was impressive. And Quentin Post has been impressive for the Eagles as they lead by 1. He's Randolph Childress. I'm Jamita Burrell. Great to have you with us on ACC Network. Hunter Tyson. Hall. Spinning move by Dylan Hunter, and it's batted away by a lead there.
These are two really good defensive physical teams. There will be nothing easy, and they're going to have to earn it. And right now, BC is getting good things on the offensive end. When the Post touched the ball, he scored or assisted on 12 of the last 16 BC points.
Libe rims out.
Good looking shot there. They're just moving the ball around.
So you don't have a problem with that?
No, they're going to need someone else to try to knock down shots again. At some point in time, more in the second half, you're going to see if Post fatigues or not, but he's doing a great job. Someone else has to step up on the offensive end.
Dicey pass by Shefflin. Here comes Jaeden Zackery, and he's got the easy bucket.
Great defense turning in the offense again is what your BC Eagles is going to need to do if they want to pull off the upset. Continue to be great on the defensive end. And again, two physical teams.
That's 6 points off 9 Clemson turnovers for the Eagles. They only average 11 turnovers per game. Alex Hemingway. And a steal by Makai Ashton-Langford to Madsen. And he lays it in. Eagles a 5-point lead, their largest of the game.
Great job on the defense again, turning in defense in the offense. And again, Coach Earl Grant talked about grinding on both ends of the floor. Another turnover here.
They clearly are flummoxed on the offensive end. Why is that happening?
Just the defensive pressure. They're pressuring them. They're extending their pressure. They're blowing up screens, creating turnovers, getting in the passing lanes again. This team is just flustered. Nothing's coming easy. And this is credit to BC. This team can defend. They just have trouble scoring on the offensive end. But when you can create offense like that, you don't need to worry about executing plays.
And there's a belief system probably in place now for the Eagles against the 20th ranked team in the country. And a timeout for BC, 30-second timeout. We will take a 30-second TO as well. Right back at it after this in Chestnut Hill. 15 seconds of the half, and coming up with our halftime report. Great studio crew, Kelsey Riggs, Carlos Boozer, and Joel Berry. First half highlights and stats as well. And an energized Earl Grant. He has reason to be optimistic.
He should be. The team is competing the way he competes. You should see his defensive stance. We got to get him at some point in his defensive stance. I don't think any coach coaches the game in a better defensive stance. I'm really amazed that he still wears his suits because the way he's in a stance, I thought he'd ripped them by now. I thought he'd wear more of the sweats, but Earl Grant's team is taking his identity, and they're scrappy as ever.
Some have called him the best-dressed coach in the league. Would you agree?
I wouldn't disagree with that at all, but he sure has the best defensive stance. I can tell you that. He spends maybe 10 minutes a game in a defensive stance.
It's like,
and that's impressive at his age.
He
spends more time doing that than I ever did when I played.
All right, what are you doing on this possession for the Eagles?
I'll put the ball in Post hands and let him create.
4 on the shot clock for Zackery. He's got it.
Great job by Zackery, again, using his size. Didn't get by, but he pivots and creates space.
The shot by Hunter is an air ball. A 22-4 run for BC in the last 9 minutes and 47 seconds as they hold the 7-point halftime lead. Brad Brownell knew it would be a dogfight, and it's proven to be.
Zackery gets the ball here, just drives, spins, gets and take rhythm, pull-up, jump shots, gotten off to a good start. Great first half here by the BC Eagles.
Earl Grant joining us. 2 is ultra impressive, and good news for Clemson. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. They have trailed at halftime, including at FSU on Saturday. And BC 45%. Their offensive production has increased the last 5 games.
Well, if you're Clemson, you have them right where you want them, right? You want to spot them at halftime.
That's right.
And then come out second half and play your best basketball. So
play the percentages. It was their fewest points scored in the half, but that's a good start for Makai Ashton-Langford, and they go backdoor from post.
Hey, another great post pass by Post again. He's creating the offense. If he's not scoring, he's assisting on it, and he's just been the best player on the floor so far this game.
Tyson scoops up the loose ball, and the first foul of the half. It only took 28 seconds.
Great play coming out of the halftime there. Design call, clear out the side, backdoor cut by Langford there. Just a great pass by Post. This is an underrated skill set for a big. It's just ability to pass. It's one of those things people don't discuss. It allows this BC team to play inverted, and what I mean by that is post their guards up that we've seen them do with Jaeden Zackery and put him on the perimeter, dribble handoffs and backdoor passes like we've seen just there.
Second foul on Devin McLaughlin, who gets his first start of the season for the injured DeMar Langford, who hurt his knee in their Virginia loss Saturday.
Shocked to see him not playing. I thought he practiced a little bit yesterday when I poked my head in the gym and saw him moving a little bit, so I must have tried to warm up and couldn't give it a go today. So let's hope he recovers quickly.
He's one of the more athletic players they have. His brother Makai with the ball. Prince Aligbe, freshman from Minneapolis, in the post for Quentin Post. He'll take advantage 9 out of 10.
Did a great job of pushing P.J. Hall. He was fronting him in the post, walked him up the lane. Great job just throwing it over the top.
Post and Zackery have combined for 21 points. A foul line jumper by Chase Hunter. Brad Brownell said moments ago to us, we need to relax. Yes. What do you read into that?
I think he just wants the ball to move a little bit. You know, they're shooting quick shots. Just execute your offense. He knows this group is going to continue to defend. But right now, they're playing out of character on the offensive end.
Kept alive for a moment by Post, and here comes Clemson. Chauncey Wiggins to Chase Hunter. Off the mark.
Soap is shot by Chase there. Chase Hunter there. Just didn't knock it down. I mean, he didn't get back, didn't match up BC Eagles, and he punished. He took the right shot, just didn't make it. Got to knock that down, and I'm sure for him, he won't get many easy looks like that.
Good take by Devin McLaughlin as he drew contact from Chauncey Wiggins. First foul on Wiggins, 5 straight road games, trailing at halftime. We just told you that. I guess you can carry that one. They're 7-4 overall when trailing at halftime, but you were on a coaching staff for many years at Wake Forest. That's probably not what you want to hear. What you want to hear.
That's not a stat that you want to be proud of, but again, it's familiar. You know your guys have done it before, so the message is like, hey guys, we've been here. Let's get back to moving the basketball in the offense. And right now, what they cannot do is allow their lack of scoring affect their defensive intensity right now. And again, shots will come and go, and this team is too talented on the offensive end. They'll figure that out.
Eagles have their largest lead of the night. Clemson led by 11 in the first half. Defense was tenacious in the late stages of the first half of the Eagles. Hunter the fadeaway, and that was nice.
Difficult shot, but again, if you want to know why this team is different than it's been in years past, because at the end of the day, late shot clock play, you can put the ball in Chase Hunter's hands, and he can make plays just like that. That was a difficult shot he's making, and he has made difficult shots.
The zone, is that effective for Clemson? The lob to McLaughlin. Three by Makai Ashton-Langford. Left him open on the left wing.
Didn't rebound it. Got a second chance points. Got the rebound. Able to kick it outside. And Ashton-Langford just knocked down an open three again.
Would you have gone to a zone?
They're just trying to mix things up here. Both teams are.
Offensive foul on Jaeden Zackery as he ran into Jaeden Zackery.
It's a great job on the BC Eagles getting in front of the basketball there. Zackery again is just playing on both ends of the floor. Offensive rebound by McLaughlin. Kicks off to Langford, putting the Eagles up 12 right now. There's a lot of belief in this building that they can win this game. They know they're going to defend. And as Coach Earl Grant told these guys, let's keep grinding, keep passing the ball, keep sharing the ball. Right now, Clemson's gone zone. They're mixing up the zone. They're trying to figure something out here.
BC's only won 8 games in the series. Clemson has a 20-8 edge. Zackery from Ashton-Langford, but Lee Cassell said he stepped out of bounds. Brevin Galloway, a key performer off the bench for Clemson. He is in civilian clothes with a lower body injury, and he's instant offense. He'll shoot from anywhere. He's 25 years old. He was with BC last year, and he led their comeback at Clemson. They came from 23 down to stun the Tigers last year.
I'm actually upset with that young man because when he was in BC a year ago and he had an insomnia cookie NIL deal and had me eating him, and he lost 60 pounds, and I think he gave me 50 of those pounds that he lost. So.
That's not a fair trade.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I banned cookies for 23. Yeah, I banned cookies for 2023 because of Brevin Galloway.
I can't ban cookies. That would not go well in my diet.
Well, I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's, you know, we're only 31 days in.
How about the steal by Ashton-Langford in the quick hands? And post hits the floor with a vengeance, and P.J. Hall is upset. Getting chippy.
I think it's just Post just trying to catch his breath. Sometimes when you're a veteran guy, he's not coming off the floor, and he's been outstanding on both ends of the floor. And got a tough foul there, and it just takes a nap.
It's a soft spot.
Yeah, he's
to
like,
rest.
Hey, he's taking a nap there.
Sometimes you just need a pillow, right?
I think the official's going to take a look at that too. From P.J. Hall, they're kind of flaring his leg right there, and he plays with a lot of emotion.
The foul was on Post, his second. We will take a look and then come back as BC has a 9-point lead. Clemson starts the game with a 9-0 run, led by as many as 23 points with 7 minutes remaining in the first half. But Makai Ashton-Langford, 17 of his game-high, 19 in the second half. BC then took their first and only lead of the game with 26 seconds left as Brevin Galloway knocked down the three-pointer. He had 18, and BC ends a 9-game losing skid to Clemson. Galloway in the portal goes to Clemson. Used to be at College of Charleston and trying to work his way back from a lower body injury. And
great for him just to go back home as well.
Absolutely. And Earl Grant has known him since he was 12.
He has. Played for him at the College of Charleston, and followed him up here, and then spending his last season in college back home. Just a bad foul there. Foul on a three-point shooter there.
And that's on Quentin Post, his third. So P.J. Hall hits the deck, and moments ago they reviewed the foul. It was just a common foul on Post. He's going to have to exit with 8 points.
And his impact has been so much more than just those 8 points. He's assisted on quite a bit of points. So let's see where BC's offense comes from.
Hunter Tyson to Hall. His front court has been outstanding all year for the 20th ranked Tigers. Hunter nails it. So Clemson with a little kick in its step, trailing by 7.
It just got multiple guys in multiple ways to attack you. You're going to see them go back to the 3-2 zone there. And again, the Post is not, his influence is not just his passing. He may be the best shooter for the BC Eagles, and having him out of the game, you want to force them to take jump shots.
Langford gets swatted by Hall. Bickerstaff doubled, 50 pass. Ligbe with the three, and he's got it. How about that? The hometown roll for Prince Ligbe.
Great basketball there, just moving the basketball. So unselfish play, and basketball rewards. Good passing.
Hunter Tyson got Zackery in the air, and he made him pay.
If you're wondering why he's the leading candidate for Player of the Year, that's it. He's time and time again, when his team is down, he just steps up in big moments, knock down big shots. And again, they're going to need to lean on him. He has it going so far offensively for Clemson, and they've been struggling on the end of the floor.
Ashton-Langford from deep. Ligbe working hard, and there's contact.
Great job there. Just great behind the back pass by McLaughlin there, and finding the Ligbe in the corner. And he's doing it all right now, scoring in the offensive end. And again, Hunter Tyson tells him, anything you can do. I'm the best three-point shooter on this court tonight. And he's been silencing the crowd, telling them to shush all night. But this freshman here, Prince Ligbe, has been doing a lot of different things, scoring inside, going to the offensive glass. And his physicality is just something you just don't see very often as a freshman, and they've raved about him, and I think his upside is tremendous.
Mason Madsen checks in for Devin McLaughlin. Madsen in the first half was a contributor with 5 points and a three-pointer.
Because Clemson's in that 3-2 zone, you see Madsen's coming in, and then he's knocked down 3 early in this game, and he's a shooter, so you want to kind of get him in because you're looking for offense. And with this lineup, you don't have a lot of shooting from behind the three-point line. So you just want to get another shooter out there while Clemson Tigers are in the zone.
Ligbe, late stages of the clock. And he's feeling it, isn't he? Prince Ligbe growing with confidence.
Asking for the ball in the middle of that zone, going one-on-one, and he's shimmying, talking to the crowd as he's going back down the floor.
Second chance points, plus 11 for BC. Tyson. And a foul. That's on Jaeden Zackery. His second.
Just catches in the middle of that zone and faces up on P.J. Hall and just gets into a rhythm shot. One dribble pull-up there, and that's the most dangerous spot of any zone. Is catching the ball around that free throw line area. You want to put one of your better, more creative players in that position, and the freshman is stepping up so far.
Ligbe played with Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren at Minnehaha Academy, so that team was loaded.
He feels he belongs if he plays with those guys, and he's showing why. He deserves some national recognition as well right now.
Hunter Tyson with 14 points. And he's one shy of his season average of 16. Here comes R.J. Godfrey replacing Chauncey Wiggins for the Tigers. Every Thursday at 10 Eastern, right after our women's basketball doubleheader, the Nothing But Net crew breaks down the night in the ACC with highlights and analysis on every women's game and a look ahead at the best games on the schedule in the coming week. Coverage you can only get one place, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere.
Clemson's come out, they switched out of the zone, and they're back in their man-to-man.
Is that a right decision?
I think he only went to the zone to create some rhythm, but they struggled to rebound out of it. So since they rebounded, it hurt them a couple of times with three-pointers and getting to the foul line and getting the ball there to Prince Ligbe in the middle of it. So now they're going back man-to-man, and I think they'll stick with their man defense right now.
It's a third foul on Josh Beadle and a forced pass by Zackery, scooped up by Tyson. Here comes Beadle in the front court. Tyson the trailer. Godfrey, son of Randall Godfrey, 11-year NFL veteran linebacker. And the floater by Chase Hunter.
He's starting to come on. He's getting in that paint. He's missed a couple of shots early, but a credit to a really talented offensive player. When he's not making threes, he's driving the basketball and getting in the paint and creating.
Langford from the elbow.
Just such patience. He's coming off. He puts Zackery on his hip, gets to his spot, just shoots the floater over. Just big-time basketball play there. And again, he is one of the big reasons why this team is just so dangerous, because he gives them something that they hadn't had in quite some time. He's that late clock guy that can create for himself and others. And they just attack you in so many different ways.
Career high 26 at Florida State Saturday. Hall leaves it on the front rim. Offensive rebound by R.J. Godfrey as he tried to knife through the defense. It looked like Ligbe hurt his right arm.
And this is what we talked about. You know, where's the offense going to come from? We know Clemson's going to continue to attack you. Godfrey comes in, fights for the offensive rebound, which is what you want to see with freshmen. You don't run a lot of plays for him. He just comes in off the bench. It's not really a scoring option. Gets himself going by attacking the glass.
Godfrey scoreless in 7 minutes. That's the first foul on T.J. Bickerstaff. Devin McLaughlin back in for BC along with Ben Middlebrooks of Clemson. Middlebrooks is the nephew of Danny Cannell. It's an athletic family.
We've got quite a bit of athletic families out there tonight. This is a game of bloodline of superstars here.
The brothers.
Yeah.
Between the Hunters and the Nazis for Clemson. They're both on the Clemson bench. You got the Langford brothers for BC. You got T.J. Bickerstaff with the Bickerstaff family.
Yeah. And more importantly, we got ourselves a heck of a basketball game here.
Yes, we do, as Bickerstaff is tied up. Nice pass in the post for T.J.
That is a big-time block there by Middlebrook. Coming over, the basketball is just flying around, and that's just an excellent block there, and then draws the foul on Bickerstaff.
Second foul in the last minute on T.J. Bickerstaff. Is that just a frustration foul?
Yeah, he got his shot blocked, and you know, it's just a little bit of frustration there. But again, the problem is, again, Post is on the bench, picked up that foul. Where is the offense going to come from for this team right now? And Clemson just continues to run their offense and they still got their scorers on the bench. P.J. Hall's out, but they have this guy here.
That's a weakness for BC, the scoring droughts, and great observation on your part with Post on the bench. Here comes Bickerstaff. Clemson has made 5 of its last 8 shots. BC had led by as many as 12 points.
So what are you going to run now? What are you going to do? Zackery has it going, and he has the balls in his hands, and now they put a bigger body on him so he can't post up. So now this is where Makai Ashton-Langford has to get the ball in his hands and try to create there.
Zackery behind the back. 5 to shoot. He'll take it, and he'll airball it. Dicey possession by BC, and the Tigers are climbing back in. They look like they have some renewed energy and consistency. BC's 7-footer. Who is that masked man? That's Quentin Post. He has 3 fouls, and since he left, 425. Clemson outscored BC 11-6 since that 3rd foul.
Yeah, you can feel the momentum shifting back into Clemson. They were getting back into this game, and you know, great call by Earl Grant. The question's going to be is whether they stay man. They're looking like they've extended their pressure here. They're going to be a 2-2-1. I think they fall back into the zone and try to protect him. There's too many bodies and too many people to attack him with, and you don't want him picking up his 4th foul, because if he does that, he's going to have to sit out. So I expect a 2-2-1, maybe back to some type of zone or something like that. They got to figure out a way to try to protect him, and they stand man-to-man right now.
What's the counter on offense for Clemson?
Just continue to attack Post.
Beadle from the elbow. Rebound kept alive. Here's Godfrey. Middlebrooks triple teamed and comes away with a 50-50 ball. Excellent hustle by Ben Middlebrooks.
Great job just keeping the ball alive there.
A screen by Middlebrooks on Madsen, and a switch. Post on Chase Hunter. 5 to shoot, out of bounds.
Just a gutsy call by Earl Grant and the staff. They're switching 5 there, late clock, and left Quentin Post on Chase Hunter there, and he actually did a great job defending him.
Here comes P.J. Hall back in for Middlebrooks. Hall, 7 points, 2 fouls, has played 9 minutes. Inbound to Tyson. That's it, rip. McLaughlin the board. Late stages of the shot clock again.
Hey, great job there defensively guarding the baseline out of bounds play. forcing him just to throw it inbounds and taking a contested shot.
And Clarence Armstrong calls a foul on the Tigers. Tomorrow is National Signing Day, and the Huddle crew will break down all the ACC recruits during our Signing Day special. The guys will look at the top storylines for each school and talk to coaches from across the conference. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ACCN and the ESPN app. First foul on Hunter Tyson.
Great veteran play there by Zackery, just stopping as he came off the ball screen, forcing Hunter Tyson to run up his back and created the foul.
Oh, a bump by Post and an offensive foul. That's his 4th foul as he was trying to bump P.J. Hall. And problematic for the Eagles.
They've been competing against each other all game. They've been fighting. It's been a tough physical game. They've been challenging each other. And again, it's a good call. You know, that defensive player is entitled to that position. You know, you can't go through his chest. You get it once, and you're coaching guys. If you do it once, the second one you go down because you're entitled to that position. You don't like the call if you're an Eagles fan, but it's the accurate and right call.
And the Eagles are scoreless in the last 4 minutes.
And he's going to have to sit for an extended period of time now with 4 fouls.
It's McLaughlin and Bickerstaff in their front court. Fadeaway, Hunter Tyson too strong. Gottfried tips it out of bounds. BC ball.
Gottfried's getting his hands on a lot of basketball there. Tough, difficult fadeaway there. Those are the kind of shots that Hunter Tyson usually makes as well, but they're starting to get their hands on loose balls, 50-50 balls, and right now it's just a critical point for BC. Where do they go on the offensive end?
What would you do?
Has to be Zackery or Langford here. One of those two guys has to create. Even if someone else scores, the ball has to be in their hands, and they got to make plays. But it's got to come within the flow of the offense. You don't want to over-dribble. Right now, the ball's moving just like that. Getting them on the move and cutting and playing.
Ashton-Langford on the baseline, long 3. Madsen rims out. And the rebound for Clemson and Beadle. And Chase Hunter ran into a defender, and it's Makai Ashton-Langford with a foul. His first. So the chippiness continues.
These are two physical teams. I know we got 1-on-1 here, and you don't like the calls. I know the fans don't, but reaches across his body there. I think it's reached in with the right hand, didn't hit across his body. He has an argument there, but I often tell the guys, I don't know if the referees have ever changed the foul call when they've called it. I hadn't seen one yet. I don't know about you.
I have not seen it. You played a long time. Could be a historic night at Chestnut Hill.
It's the first time for everything, as they say.
But Clemson the clear edge in the second half with a 4-point scoring edge, 19-15 at the moment. BC led 30-23 at halftime.
Throw the records out. I mean, it's road wins. I don't care what the conference is. Road wins are just tough to come by. You know, road players for home teams tend to play a little bit better. You just don't know which you're going to get a lot of times. And we're seeing this BC team play good basketball so far.
An underrated aspect of Clemson is their free throw success. They're 10 for 10 from the line and 79% on the season. First in the ACC.
And even when Clemson is struggling, they're able to put the ball in Chase Hunter's hands and for him to make plays.
Beadle to Tyson. Takes it on Zackery. It's a shot he usually hits. And it's Clemson ball. Godfrey defense has been a bonus for the Tigers.
Done a great job there. It comes over and blocks the shot. He's been so active, and they're not needing him to score. He's been defending. He's been getting his hands on loose balls, on offensive rebounds and everything. Just having a real impact on the game. And that doesn't necessarily show up in the stat sheet.
So Makai Ashton-Langford to the bench, and Chaz Kelly gets a shot, the freshman from Houston. The presumed backup point guard Donald Hand is out for the season with a torn ACL. They're expecting a lot out of him. Highly touted freshman. Foul line jumper. And Zackery with a rebound.
Where does the offense come from for BC right now? They got the ball in Zackery's hands. You got a couple of young guys out there on the floor, a couple of freshmen, and The ball has to move, and you really only have one creator on the floor, and that's Zackery, and that's not necessarily his strength.
Zackery gets doubled and a foul. That's on R.J. Godfrey, his first. And your point is magnified. 6:07 without a bucket for BC. That's the scoring drive.
You got to put the ball in Zackery's hand there to create. There's no other creators on the floor. He's got two freshmen. You see he's got to get Langford back in. Without post, they're pretty much one-dimensional right now on the offensive end.
Clemson has missed its last 8 shots. Kelly to Bickerstaff. Zackery, the bump and the miss. The rebound for Tyson. Here comes the Tigers.
They got numbers if they need them.
Godfrey ran into the wall of Devin McLaughlin and a County form and some dance moves. Looks like Randolph Childress back in the day. You could pull that off, couldn't you?
I could, when I had better knees and a better back and a better hip.
That's all.
That's all
you need.
That's all I need.
Well, Mr. Stats Dave Corus doing a great job for us tonight. And 6.5 minutes without a point for BC. They missed their last 6 field goals. Clemson 6 for 6 from the line in the last 5.5 minutes, but they missed their last 8 field goals.
There's a lid on the basket for both teams right now, but Clemson has clawed back in it because they've been able to get to the free throw line. They've they've gotten into the bonus. They've driven the basketball. They've been the more attacking team, and they have multiple guys that can do it. The issue with the Eagles is that right now, without Langford, with Post being in foul trouble, it's Langford or it's Zackery right now, and Zackery's not in the game. So let's see if one of these young guys steps up for BC.
And R.J. Godfrey ties it up. Clemson a perfect 12 for 12 from the line. Jazz Kelly. The drive and the bucket. He was aggressive. You could tell he wanted it.
Freshman's not afraid of the moment there. Gets to drive the ball downhill. Didn't settle for any jump shots. Attack the rim and was able to get that one to go in.
He only averages 2 points per game in 13 minutes of action. P.J. Hall called for a travel. 14th turnover of the night for Clemson.
Great defense there in the post, taking away that strong side, and Jazz Kelly getting to that right hand, driving hard and finishing, and it's a great sight to see for the young guys. Practiced well this week, and he's rewarding Earl Grant for giving him the playing time.
You spoke with him yesterday. What'd you tell him?
I just challenged him a little bit, told him he needed to spend more time working out, and the staff raves about him, and his practice habits wasn't working out to the production that he wanted, and he, to his credit, owned up to it, and happy to see that in such a quick turnaround that he's getting the opportunity to play.
Ashton-Langford hauled the board, but punched away. Good hustle by Bickerstaff.
Great job there, freshman play. We're talking about that. He just scored before, and that time drove and found a teammate. And again, keep them on defense. Make them guard for 30 or 40 seconds. And that's what you want to do with teams in a game like this. You don't need to take quick shots and try to force things like that.
That's dribbling through traffic by Ashton-Langford, and that can't happen.
It's a great job there. Bickerstaff just coming in, reaching from behind. And again, when you're not scoring, those are the type of things you need to do. Help your team pull off the upset right now. This is just a rock fight. Just two physical teams that's good with each other. Great on-ball defense there by Makai Ashton-Langford.
And he finds Bickerstaff, who pays for it. Hits the deck hard. That picture tells the story as he'll go to the line.
Just great on-ball. I mean, Makai Langford's a great on-ball defender. Chase Hunter relaxes there, and Langford takes his money from him. And great pass to find there. Bickerstaff's going to have to earn this one the hard way. No easy layup here. Not in a game like this.
First foul on P.J. Hall. Ashton-Langford, a candidate for ACC all-defensive teams.
He's a really good on-ball defender, and it's one of those, if their record was better, he'd get more recognition for that. I mean, he's definitely one of the better defenders in this league and is deserving of all ACC caliber defensive play, and because their team is in 11th place, he doesn't get the recognition that he so deserves on plays like that. And doing a really good job, and one of the reasons why Chase Hunter is not shooting a great percentage tonight.
Here comes Hunter from the elbow. And way off. Bickerstaff, the beneficiary. Clemson's shooting woes continue. They're 28% in the second half, 5 for 18.
And sometimes when you don't get a steal, you pressure the ball and get a quick shot like that, and that's just as easy. That's just as quick and as much of a turnover there as a turnover that he had the last possession.
A testament to the fierce defense by BC. Good pass, Bickerstaff. Oh my goodness! With the left hand.
Great find, great finish in traffic, scoop with the layup there. And
Clemson needs a timeout. TJ Bickerstaff, athletic and poetic. This was special for BC.
Great pass and great finish there.
Hunter Tyson leads them in scoring at 16 per game. He has 15, Randolph, but he's only attempted 9 shots.
He had it going early there, and he seems to be the one guy that's comfortable right now and that's capable of turning the switch and getting the offensive, getting things going on the offensive end right now. Let's see if they come out of the timeout with some type of design play to help get him the ball and get him going.
Here's a deep 3 by Tyson. Back rimmed it. Prince Aligbe the rebound.
Great job coming out of timeout, designing the play for him. And it was a slip screen. He faked the screen and picked and popped. And BC was on top of it. They switched and was able to contest it.
Clemson has missed his last 10 shots. Aligbe eyes the 3. Chase Hunter's got it.
Good execution there. Good look. He can make that.
Not this time with Aligbe corralling it. Aligbe has 8 points and 7 rebounds.
He's done his really good job again. He's such a physical player, and he doesn't have to have the ball to have an impact on the game, and he's showing you that.
Jaeden Zackery deliberate, draining the shot clock. TJ Bickerstaff to the rack. Moments ago, an athletic maneuver converted by Bickerstaff. Both teams having trouble shooting the ball. Clemson 32%, BC 39%. Hall the 3. No. Godfrey scoops it up for Tyson. Air ball for Hunter Tyson.
Second air ball tonight. Seems to be settling quite a bit. They're getting jump shot happy if you're Clemson. They have to get back to attacking the paint if they want to get back in this game.
Scoreless in their last 4+ minutes. BC went on a 6.5-minute scoring drought. Aligbe blocked. Good defense by Godfrey. He's been industrious.
Both teams right now, ball's got to move, and you want to get a paint touch here. You want to get somebody close to the basket. Jump shot's not falling. Just like shot fake, just like that. Get to your mid-range.
Chase Hunter tied up by Zackery. Possession. So BC has led for 19 minutes and 42 seconds. They're smelling an upset with under 3 to play at Chestnut Hill. In the second half, BC survived his absence, and they lead by 5.
They've actually increased the lead at a 4-point lead at 10-13 with his foul. Now they're up 5, and we're at a critical point here of this game. If Clemson feels like there's a lid on the basket, let's see what they're going to run, come and execute out of this baseline out of bounds.
Chase Hunter, the lob for P.J. Hall. Eagles in man. Hall lost it. Taken away by Bickerstaff. The Eagles doing a nice job collapsing in the post.
Quick hands there. Strip P.J. Hall on the way up and thought he had a lane there to get the ball and drive in. And just quick hands and got a deflection, a good steal. They need a good possession here. BC.
Where are they going?
Post is in the game now, so you want to see him touch on the perimeter, but he's a great job. They're going to play inverted like they usually have done early in this game, and you get to space him at the 3-point line.
3.7 to shoot for the Eagles.
Just coming over, DJ comes over and strips. Got away with a foul there. But it's not a foul if they don't call it.
No, sir.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I think Bickerstaff might have got away with one there. See if they can reward him.
Zackery finds Langford on the wing. He'll launch. Back iron. Rebound Hunter Tyson. Tough possession. Clemson has missed its last 15 field goal attempts. Tyson rolling and blocked by Bickerstaff, but a foul. Maybe a makeup call.
Well, that was some contact there. You could have called travel, but he drives left here and he spins back in the paint, runs into his own man, and difficult call there if you're an Eagle. Bickerstaff doesn't like it at all.
Third on Bickerstaff, a bewildered Earl Grant. Tyson was stuck on 15. Now he's at his season average of 16. 3 rebounds shy of his 10th double-double.
He's done his part. He hadn't had a lot of help this game. I mean, no one else has really stepped up. Hunter Tyson's had it. You know, he's just done what player of the year candidates you expect him to do. And Chase Hunter has 12 and kind of chipped in, but he hasn't had his normal, consistent, efficient game. And besides that, no one else has really given him much.
Clemson perfect. 14 free throw attempts. 14 makes. Under 2 minutes to play in regulation. Good pass. Ashton-Langford goes backdoor. How do you like that?
Great job.
Terrific ball movement by BC and Bickerstaff. Here's Hall. The hook. It was awkward. And he draws contact.
Post physicality and his size has given P.J. Hall fits. And he just hasn't been able to get as deep as he wanted to in the post. And post is just walled up, and his size and length is really bothering him tonight. He's able to get the offensive rebound there. And a lot of basketball still left to play for sure. You'd like to see Hall probably get it, face up, and move him a little bit. Right now, he's getting into a physical match with post, and he needs to get more of a driving and getting angles on.
Foul was on Ashton-Langford, his second. 4-point game. Hall has 8. He's only shot 12 times. He's made 3. He has grabbed 9 rebounds. And he gets the honest roll.
Keeps it a one-possession game. A lot of time left. If you're Clemson, you just want to get a stop, limit him to 1 shot and rebound. If you're BC here, I think you continue with the same formula. You keep post on the perimeter with the ball, and you play inverted. Let the guards get downhill in the paint and attack.
League base swings it to Ashton-Langford. 7 on the shot clock. Screen by Post. And he goes to the rack. Yeah, you get him loose, and they'll take advantage, and he hits the deck. Eagles up by 5. They've been feisty all night.
Langford's been really good. Just his decision-making and his play-making here in the second half down the stretch here for BC Eagles.
Chase Hunter for 3. No, and Jaeden Zackery has it. And here comes a foul by Hunter Tyson towards midcourt. This crowd grew as the game went along. The student section has heated up throughout the year at Connie Forum, and they're sensing a 42nd away upset.
Just a great drive. Coming off the ball screen there, gets the angle on P.J. Hall, gets it quick to the glass, tries to throw a quick foul there on the inbound play. He's played really well. He's finishing this game for BC. He's trying to be the closer tonight. He's tired of losing. This team is playing good basketball, though. They've won 2 or 3. I know people didn't expect them to win this game, maybe, but again, road games are hard to play, and this BC team is starting to play better on the offensive end.
And a steal again. That's the story of the game. Their commitment to defense. Clemson's turning the ball over at an alarming rate.
And if you coach Brunell, there's got to be some level of concern, because even in the Virginia Tech game, they only mounted 51 points in that game, and they're on pace to do that again right now. So they've been some offensive woes here, but this team continues to defend. You only get up 54 points. Offensive woes you can kind of work on.
Stunning, Randolph, that they've missed their last 17 shots.
They have.
Clemson has not had a field goal in the last 12:44.
It's hard to imagine. Really hard to imagine. But again, credit to BC. Some of that's been the defensive effort. They forced a ton of turnovers in the first half. They continue to do so in the second half. They've been physical. They've competed. They fought. And they're 32 seconds away from a well-deserved win.
And we looked at each other when Clemson was up by 11. And we both said, "Uh-oh, look out!"
Yeah, I was looking for stories. I started thinking
this game could get off the hinges.
I started looking in my bag on stories to talk about, like, uh-oh, this may get away. And credit to Errol Grant and his staff, and those guys will just keep plugging along. And they're no different than where they were last year. For whatever reason, this team gets better and better as the year goes on. And, you know, we talked about it. I think if this team was healthier, you'd see them in better position. I think people just don't understand how many games they've missed. And we talked about as good a player as Post is. He's only played in 9 games.
Yeah, we take a 30-second timeout. Ashton-Langford has made his last 23 free throws. And BC leads by 7. They're not calling timeout, so we'll keep it here. Look for a moment that they were. We will stay here, and there's that graphic, 23 straight at the line. And you mentioned how successful Clemson has been. They're perfect, 16 out of 16, but they haven't been able to shoot straight. 19% in the second half for the Tigers. 5 for 26 from the field, 2 for 10 from 3. And now they go to a timeout. We will take it as well. BC, can they hang on for the upset? 7. Both teams bonus. 2 timeouts remaining. Anxious moments for fans, anxious moments for the Eagles and the Tigers.
Right now, if you're BC, you just got to get the ball in bounds. Clemson has to foul immediately, so you want to get the ball in Langford's hand. And for any good shooter, because they have to foul, they're going to try to get a quick trap here. Got to be strong with the ball to get it out of trap and draw a foul.
They do get the foul on Mason Matson. As he goes down hard.
Zackery's letting the crowd know it's okay to cheer now. I think this is safe. I think we're going to finish this.
Zackery's had a good night.
He has. He hadn't scored here in the second half, but when they needed him in the first half, he's delivered. He scored all 13 of his points in the first half. Just a heck of a game by that young man, and probably did more creating in the second half here.
Clemson's only lost once since mid-December, so they do lose this. They'll fall to 10-2 in their last 12. They're trying to equal their 11 wins in the ACC, which would tie a school record, but 2 makes by Matson. Money shots as they're up by 9 and Matson out. They substitute offense for defense with TJ Bickerstaff. At midcourt, Hemingway, look out. Godfrey tracks it down. Clemson with 17 turnovers, shot clock off. Tyson got it. Hunter Tyson. Big time shot. He has 20 points.
Yeah, he's really been the only answer on the offensive end. He hadn't had a lot of help today, and just comes off and raises up at 6'8". Just difficult for most guards to try to get out there and bother his shot. Needed a lot earlier in the game, and again, they're still fighting and competing here. They're only down 6.
That was their first field goal since 13-16 remained in the ball game.
Both teams struggled, and the credit to these guys, they just defended, and that's a lot goes to BC. They continue to defend. They continue to believe.
Here's our Wednesday college basketball doubleheader on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Blake Hinson and Pitt are in Chapel Hill to take on Armando Bacot, Caleb Love in North Carolina at 7 Eastern. Then it's down the road to Raleigh for Traquavian Smith, Jarkel Joyner, and NC State taking on Matthew Cleveland and Florida State. Do not miss a moment of the action on ACCN. All right, offensively, 17.2 remaining for the Eagles. Where are you going?
You just got to put the ball in Langford's hand, and they're gonna try to get a quick tie-up or quick trap. If not, they're gonna foul.
Post pounded and fouled by Hunter Tyson.
He's a good guy you want to put on the line too. He's shooting 97%. He's only missed 1 all year, so I think not many teams has the luxury of putting his center on.
Did you just jinx him though?
No. No. He's there's no pressure on these free throws. Time is Clemson's enemy right now. I think he's fine.
I love how you say that sitting here.
Yeah, it's easier now. Yeah, there's no pressure.
Back in your days with the Deeks.
It's easy.
What'd you hit for the free throw line? You scored over 2,200 points.
No clue.
No idea?
No, I would never have known.
80%?
Oh, for career? Yeah. In the free throws? Yeah, in the 80s. In the 80s, yeah, definitely. All my coaches would have wrung my neck if I shot anything below the mid-80s in the free throws. I would have had a difficult time.
Then BC gets two. Post trying to intercept it. Instead, he collides with a few of the BC football players.
He might have hurt one of those guys big as he is coming over there. He might have won that Oklahoma drill.
Tyson has got it again. He scored their last 5 points. BC has made its last 6 foul shots.
You need threes when you're in this situation because you're just trading 2 for 2. When you knock down your free throws.
And League Bay is at the line. Eagles will have Syracuse at County Forum on Saturday at 5 on ACC Network. That game is sold out. Syracuse played well last night, but lost to Virginia at the Dome. And some good action around the league tonight, as always, in the ACC.
Time to move. It's a lot of good basketball. Every game seems to matter. I mean, it's almost like you're winning is like it doubles and losing is like it's double. It's just so much. And winning on the road is just so hard. It's just such a, I can't state it enough. There are no gimmies. You can throw the records out this time of year. There's so much to play for.
8 for 8, 2 from the line for BC in the last 2 minutes, and that's going to do it. The Eagles have spun the upset. Rob Braudel, Earl Grant. Earl Grant was on his staff for 4 years. Their second win against a ranked opponent this season, the most in 5 years, as BC beats the number 20 team in the country. They outscored them 32-31 in the second half. They trailed 19-8 early in the first half. They ended the half on a 22-5 run. And it was a game of bursts for the Eagles, but especially on the defensive end, that's where they won the game.
They forced 17 turnovers. Their defense was outstanding, and when they didn't force the turnover, they actually sped Clemson up and took quick shots with just as effective as a turnover.